from the field to start out the game. In the corner, it's Kid Gilchrist. The shot's good on the assist by Walker.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
Left side, Butler. He kicks it to Dunlap. It's Chicago with another bucket.
The offense, 3 of 4, a solid start for this game.
For Charlotte, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far.
Man, he slams it home and gets a little camera time on the backside of it.
He spent a while up there on the rim.
And I like the fact that the ref's going to give him a little bit of leeway there and a lot more than they used to.
Here's Gasol. After the basket by Charlotte. Shot's good from Butler.
Nice stroke from long range. And if he keeps getting those opportunities, he better take them.
The Hornets have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. Here's Lamb. It's rebounded by Noah.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that. Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in this game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season, won the Most Improved Player of the Year award, really picking up his production in his 4th season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level.
And guys, over his first 3 seasons, no question Jeremy Lamb has been a major disappointment. Clark, his game simply didn't seem to evolve at all over that time.
Well, that's why scouting is an inexact science. You know, he was a major piece in that James Harden trade, Kevin, a few years back, but just hasn't found the traction anticipated for him.
Now, here's Noah. Butler from outside. Kemba Walker comes up with the loose ball. In the corner, it's Kid Gilchrist. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. 6 points for Michael Kid Gilchrist.
And on the topic of Lamb, he really has everything he needs to succeed. Great length and athleticism. Was an excellent all-around jump shooter in college. For some reason, his game just hasn't translated to the NBA level yet, but I think if he can improve his motor, he's going to have an opportunity to be an impact player for a long time.
Here's Zeller. Gasol with the rebound.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
For Charlotte, they've gone 6 of 9, shooting it well.
And, you know, regarding Lamb's development, most scouts felt the weaknesses he did have could be ironed out over time. Well, there's still time. He needs to improve his strength, his ball handling, and his effort on defense. All things well within his control.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
Feeds it to Walker. Jefferson kicks to Kid Gilchrist. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's going to go on Nikola Mirotic.
And Kid Gilchrist had that very funky jumper coming into the league. And prior to last year, really worked tirelessly. Not an easy thing to do to try to change the entire form and structure of your jump shot.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Tony Snell comes in for Pau Gasol. It's Heinrich in for Butler.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the 3-point variety.
And you need the defense to stop the bleeding.
Clark for Kid Gilchrist and a shot. It seemed to be a step in the right direction for his entire offensive game.
Well, Kevin, it was the first year of reworking that jump shot, and the mid-range percentage has gone up as a result. That's positive progress.
Snell, no good. The Hornets have gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. Batum with the ball, and Rose picks him up defensively. Floats one up. Batum passes to Hansbrough. The 3rd shot of the possession finally falls for him. Kaminsky's got his 2nd bucket of the night. Chicago's gone 4 of 8 on their 3-point attempts, doing a lot of work from way outside here in the 1st quarter. Snell dishes to Heinrich. Snell kicks to Mirotic. It's rebounded by Charlotte. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
And you don't have to go too deep into the box score to figure out why they lost that one. They just had an inability on that day to make shots.
You know, sometimes we talk about a defense getting into the heads of the opposing players, Greg, but that night they got up in their own heads, just got in their own way and couldn't get out of it.
Back to Rose. Heinrich inside the three-point line. And again, no good by Chicago. Lynn the pass to Batum. Again, Batum missing. Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. Hornets lead by 2. And Jeremy Lin, a player who's come a long way in his time in this league from going undrafted.
I wasn't sure, if my career would ever.
Well, in a game filled with some pretty big egos, there are also guys like that who are living the dream in their own very grateful way. Lynn has certainly seen the highs and the lows.
And Kevin, not everyone's a superstar and certain of their future. Sometimes you get to be a superstar for a brief moment in time, but this game has a way of humbling people, even those who started out humble, like Lynn.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Hornets.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the opening man and getting some easy baskets.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
Heinrich is out there with Tony Snell. Then there's Mirotic. Then it's Taj Gibson. And it's Butler in at the 3-set. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. And the Bulls making a change here. Gasol's checked in.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
They've had a strong game on that front, Clark, no doubt about it.
Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Butler dishes to Gibson. 5 to shoot. For 3, Heinrich. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
The field goal percentage has been bumped up into the high 50s now.
And when you're shooting like this, you should be winning. They're scoring with tremendous efficiency.
And for most of his career, Taj Gibson has been a tremendous role player up front. G8, he's been extremely steady over 6 full seasons.
And Kevin, he gives you a lot of energy and athleticism when he enters the game. He's got the great length with that 7'4" wingspan. But to me, it's not just about having it. It's about the fact that he utilizes it. And it really allows him to get in there and attack the backboard and contest shots.
And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Walker. Well, Chicago's gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Outside Gibson. Three-pointer, Heinrich. The Hornets pull it in. Outside, Batum. Shoots from the corner. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Batum's got it all tied up now for the Hornets. The Bulls have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Snell kicks to Gibson. And the Bulls with another miss.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Joakim Noah's checked in for Gasol. And Dunleavy's subbed in for Tony Snell. The Hornets also with the sub. Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Jeremy Lin. Now here's Lamb, defended by Butler. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Gibson. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. 4 on the clock. Heinrich on the double team. Here's Zeller. The kick out to Walker. It's stolen by Dunleavy. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
Derrick Rose is checked in for Chicago. Last outing for Chicago, they won that game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
And even in hostile territory, as they were that day, they had no jitters at all. I mean, the confidence kept growing as the shots kept falling.
And they were falling big time. I mean, from the top to the bottom of that roster, everybody was locked, loaded, and spraying jumpers.
For three, Dunleavy, and that one's good. Dunleavy's got 8 points.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups for them in that series, but they were able to prevail.
Mirotic is checked in for Taj Gibson.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
Rose against Walker. There's a screen by Hansbrough. Walker the pass to Lamb. Back to Walker. Takes the 3. Can't get it to go. Nice D from Rose.
Boy, in that playoff series against the Bucks, the Bulls looked like they were primed for an upset as they started slowly, eventually pulled it together, and came in as the underdogs against the Cavs.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
And the Cavs knocked out the Bulls in 6 games. Bulls went up 2-1 in the series, but didn't have an answer for LeBron. Strong effort from the Bulls, though, but they just couldn't match the firepower of the Cavs.
Charlotte making a switch here. Kid Gilchrist is checked in. And Walker kicks to Kid Gilchrist. There's the pick. The shot by Kaminsky. Nobody around. Here's Hansbrough, and he uses the glass on the layup.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Left side, Walker. 1:11 left in the second quarter. Here's Kaminsky. The three-pointer, no good. The Bulls leading by 4. Here's the dish to Butler. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 5 assists in the game. For Charlotte, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. And Walker kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Here's Hansbrough. Can't get it to go. And the Bulls going the other way now. 2-for-1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
Rose can't hit. Hornets trail by 6. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. And Walker kicks to Hansbrough. That's good. Hansbrough's got his second basket of the game.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
So it's the Hornets now. Here's Lamb. Down low. Here's Kaminsky. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Kaminsky's got 8.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Rose goes in. And it's in. Oh, he nails the buzzer beater.
And that's a big bonus for him to end the quarter as he just beats the buzzer.
That's superb clock management there, maximizing every second of the clock in that situation. Well done.
And we finished one half of basketball. It's Chicago. They finish off the second quarter on a 14-6 run. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny